bit darker in here than I want it to be. Hold on one second. I'm going to have to turn off this light. Otherwise, it's going to be way too dark and you can't see my face. All right. Seems a little bit darker than normal. Hello, everybody. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me make sure that everything is copacetic and we've got technology going on here. Otherwise, it's going to be way too dark and you can't see my face. Sorry for the echo effect there. Oh, yeah, that's much better. I just saw the light turn off on the YouTube. So much, much better, right? Okay. Welcome to another week and another episode of Tarot by Hillary Live, or whatever it is that I'm calling this weekly series of videos every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No makeup, no makeup, no lipstick, couple blotches on my skin, whatever. What's important is that tarot information that I'm going to bring to you tonight. So if you don't know me already, my name is Hillary. I am a professional tarot card reader, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friend, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Everyone has intuition, and one of the things of our life's work when we grow up and we're adults is to unpeel, unpack, unlearn, and get back to that knowledge that we knew as children, before the world glommed on top of us and talked us out of our own intuition. And if that resonates with you, then you're meant to be here right now. So tonight's episode, we are talking about using tarot cards for affirmations. So this is a little bit different to what a tarot card or what a tarot deck is normally used for. But there's no rules anymore, really, when it comes to the tarot. Yes, it's a divination system. Yes, I'm a professional tarot card reader. And yes, I read patterns and I connect with my intuition using the tool of the tarot. I believe a tarot reading is my intuition talking to your intuition, and the shared language is the tarot cards that is between us if we happen to be sitting in the same room or over Zoom or over Skype or over the phone. Energy is energy, and I can read tarot from anywhere. Basically, I have people I read for in Australia. I have people I read for in LA. I have people I read for in Riyadh. So, we don't even have to be in the same time zone or in the same geographical location. I still can read your cards for you. So if you're interested in doing that, you can definitely book a reading with me right here below, tarotbyhillary.com. Accept no substitutes. Look for Hillary with one L. That's me. And hi, Katie. Welcome to the broadcast. For some reason, I'm not able to wait a minute here. There we go. Okay. Let me show the comments there. Hello, Katie. Let me put up my on-screen agenda here. I don't know why I closed that up. Still getting used to my updated version of Be Live, which is fun. But let me put it back to my thing here. I was about to go run and get some water or more seltzer, but I guess I'll have to have my butler, namely my husband, to grab it for me. Hey, Dave. Oh, anticipating my every need. Thank you so much. That was good. Very nice. Because sometimes I don't know whether he's listening to the broadcast and he just came in from grocery shopping. So what we like to do at the beginning of every episode is please let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear it. I am doing this recording from the lovely great state of New York, in the burbs outside of New York City, about 20 minutes outside of New York City. But I would love to know where you're tuning in from. And if you're a new viewer, old viewer, regular viewer, I love you all. Make sure you mute. Yeah, look, that's so cool. Sorry, I'm very distracted right now. It's muted, right? Okay. Because I was just doing my yoga yesterday through YouTube on my TV. And so I looked over and it said, like, my YouTube channel is live right now. So I got very distracted. I was like on the big screen. Anyway. So the structure of these episodes are as follows. I love introductions, so tell me where you're tuning in from. Want to hear it. Then we start off the episode with some astrology from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady, from her wonderful AstroBiz Digest. I did give a testimonial for her AstroBiz Digest, which is basically, there are two things that I buy every single year. My planner, which is this, and the AstroBiz Digest, so that I can put the astrology into my planners so I can really blow out my business year and be really successful using the energy of the stars, using the astrology, working with the astrology instead of against astrology. It's really going to help you. And because of that, I believe so strongly in the AstroBiz Digest that I will quote from it on these weekly episodes for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't give more than that because then that takes away from Teresa's work, and I don't want to take away from her work. I want to enhance her work. I want to give her that business. So we start off the episode with that, and then we move into the workshop portion of what I'm teaching, and which is using tarot cards for affirmations and how to come up with an affirmation. And then I'm going to be pulling some tarot cards for you for each zodiac sign and translating that into an affirmation, because that's what we're talking about tonight. And then we will finish off the episode with the weekend forecast. The weekend forecast I am going to do brand new. Nikki is here. Thanks, Nikki, for jumping over from my pre-show on Instagram and joining us. So hello from Denver. Hello, Nikki. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So for the weekend forecast, I was going to do the card of the day before this week's episode, but I didn't quite manage to get to it. But I'm not going to sell you guys short, and I am going to do a new, fresh weekend forecast that's not just the card of the day. So the card of the day will get put up a little bit later, but you are going to have nice, fresh weekend forecast for you from either the Scorpio Sea Tarot, or I might pull from the Tessera Oracle because I'm feeling inspired to work with the Tessera Oracle again. Right now, I'm wearing the Mountains charm. So I don't know if I'm through here or through my snowball right now. I have to check my audio settings. So if that sounds good to everyone, go ahead and say so in the chat and let me know, and we'll get started. And I would love to hear if you have any questions about using tarot cards for affirmations, please go ahead and put it in the chat, and then I will answer them either in the course of teaching about affirmations or at the end of it if the question hasn't been answered yet. Let's see. And I was about to go and get up and get the seltzer that my husband just gave to me. It's been a wacky week, folks. Like, truly, the energy has been a little bit crazy. We're going to talk about that a little bit for the looking at the astrology through the AstroBiz Digest. But I think it's because we're in the Mercury retrograde shadow period, because that's going to be the big astrological news this weekend. Like, spoiler alert, spoiler alert for the AstroBiz Digest and the astro weather, because Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow morning at, I think, 10:51 a.m. So for the next 3 weeks, We're going to be dealing with tech issues. We're going to be dealing with communication issues. We're going to be dealing with asshats and travel delays. Make sure you don't have to sign any contracts. Back up your computer. I mean, if you haven't already backed up your computer, like I think it's already too late. Like, just don't dick with your computer, and don't try anything new with your computer. That being said, I am going to try something at the end of the broadcast. So bear with me. I know I'm probably tempting fate doing that, but I'm still going to try. But that is the big spoiler alert for the astrology. It's going to be Mercury retrograde. And if you're interested in learning more about Mercury retrograde, what it is, how it affects people, what's going on, we do have an episode of the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast. It's, I believe, episode 3, Mercury and Gatorade. And you can find that wherever you subscribe to your podcasts. Card Slingers, one word, Card Slingers, Coast to Coast. That being said, let me pull up the AstroBiz Digest. And remember to hydrate yourself. Anytime I go for my water or my seltzer, go ahead and go for water, seltzer, wine, beer, whatever it is you're drinking tonight. I'm not going to judge, but make sure that you keep yourself hydrated. I wouldn't necessarily go for the wine or the beer right now. Wait until after. Or at the very least, if you have the wine or the beer, have a glass of water next to it. Just stay hydrated. Astro. Wow, I can't believe it's the 29th. Wow. It's gone over fast, right? Yep, tomorrow. Oh, I was 1 minute off, folks. 10:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when Mercury goes retrograde. So Katie says, sounds great. So let's get into it. Let me pull up my agenda. So I already zoomed through. I already zoomed through my welcome. I zoomed through what is this episode about. But notice how I've got the little widget right here to remind people that no free reading requests, especially when we have an episode that is kind of hinging around kind of giving you a free reading in a way. And also, even if it wasn't giving you a free reading in the way of like getting your tarot card for an affirmation for your zodiac sign, we always have the weekend forecast at the end of every episode. So there's plenty. And we are using tarot for affirmations. That's the episode. That is the episode for tonight. So let's get it poppin' with Teresa. And let me check my audio and video settings here. So, no. There we go. All right, I've got my, is this thing on? It should be picking up a little bit better there. And I've got my headphones, yes. And let me know if it's not as good because I just switched over to my snowball mic that's over here. So let me know if you can't hear me or if you can't see me, and I'll make adjustments accordingly. So Friday, so today we did have technically a quiet day today. The cosmos are quiet today, but you don't have to be. With the moon still residing in Leo, because we did have a full moon in Leo at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, so yesterday. But we're still in that full moon in Leo energy. And usually for full moons, new moons, that energy lasts 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. So you can still get in on that energy, even if you feel like, oh, I missed it. No, you didn't. It's okay. So with the moon still residing in Leo, you'll want to max out your PR as hard as possible all day long. Pipe down at 8:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the moon is void of chorus. Use the evening for backing up your files, cleaning up your desktop, securing your website. Tomorrow, Mercury retrograde lands with a kapow, and it's heading straight for this and it's heading straight for the tech stuff. Take care of that stuff tonight, and you'll move through this transit with a minimum of sweat. Power day for Leo, weekday for Aquarius. Okay, so Teresa says it's still okay. If you want to back stuff up now, you can do it. You can do it. I would recommend getting on top of that before 8:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the moon is void of chorus. Void of chorus's moons, anything you start during a void of chorus moon tends to fizzle out or like not happen. So I think you really want to get ahead of the void of chorus moon as well as Mercury going retrograde tomorrow morning, okay? Saturday and Sunday, the moon will be in Virgo starting at 3:02 a.m., making this weekend your green light to take care of details and to-dos. If you're in the office, you'll want to clean out your inbox, delete files, refresh your website or social media profiles. Mercury is retrograde at 10:52 a.m. Read the info above the scopes to learn how to rock it. So that's what I'm going to do. If you're Mercury sensitive like I am, you may have already been feeling that burn. And this is in Teresa's words, but yes. Raise your hand if you've been feeling that burn. This past week has brought some strange situations to my business world. I'll leave out the details, but suffice it to say, the energy vampires are looking for a bite. So keep your shields high during this Mercury retrograde, because you might be dealing with more than just tech snafus, communication snafus, and technology snafus. You might also be dealing with energetic vampires. So shields up, boundaries high. What does Mercury retrograde? Okay, so Mercury retrograde, the 30th, 10:52 a.m. Because it's in Aquarius, you'll want to back up your computer now. Secure your files, your website, and all your gear by taking this simple step. I'd also recommend using these 3 weeks to fix both broken links on your site, update your SEO, and research new computers. And that's actually a great suggestion. I've been looking into getting a gaming computer or a gaming laptop. I've always been particularly jealous and wanting to get an Alienware laptop, so I might be looking into that. So thank you, Teresa, for the permission to research new computers. But hold off on contracts and unnecessary travel until Mercury stations direct on February 20th. And also, you can research that new computer, research that new technology, but I wouldn't recommend actually purchasing that until after Mercury goes direct. Also, this is not the time for online feuds. If someone tries to stir your pot, refuse to engage. Be quick with mute, unfollow, or delete buttons. If you insist on playing with trolls, don't be shocked if it backfires on you, even if you're in the right. So just don't. Yep. Mercury retrograde seems to grab my communications and energy. I finally worked out. Yeah. Yep. You are not the only one. And also remember, you are not just your sun sign, you're not just your moon sign. Really look at your natal chart, your birth chart. You can get that for free on astro.com or cafeastrology.com, and pay attention to where Mercury might fall in your natal chart. It might give you a sign as to how a Mercury retrograde is going to affect you for that period. So if like your Mercury happens to be in the home or the family, I think that would be the third I think it's the third house. Don't quote me on that. Again, I'm not an astrologer. But if Mercury falls in your house and home, and how you relate to family, and then you've got Mercury in retrograde, some of your communication problems might be with your family, and you'll be like, why are we arguing, why are we fighting? It's because Mercury's in retrograde. So you want to be very cautious as to where Mercury falls in your chart to be able to better anticipate where you might be having issues. So, and then also mentioning the full moon in Leo on the 28th at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, finishing creative projects, presentations, and PR campaigns. And celebrate any recent wins. If you've accomplished a goal, tell the world about it. We want to celebrate with you. And then also the sun aligned with Jupiter at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 28th, which was an auspicious aspect, perhaps the most blessed day of the year. So remember to celebrate your successes, because sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're told to be humble, don't brag, and it's just like, sometimes it's okay. It's okay to celebrate your successes. You've got my permission. Okay. So Mercury in retrograde, 10:52 a.m. tomorrow. At 2:52 p.m. tomorrow, the moon will trine Uranus, which could be divine for balancing the checkbook or automating your social media for the upcoming week. Another trine between the moon and Mars at 11:57 p.m. promises productivity all night long if you happen to be a night owl. It's also not too shabby for taking care of romantic business. Sunday morning begins on a quiet note. Why not take the day off? If you insist on working, an opposition between the moon and Neptune at 12:09 p.m. may make you wish you didn't. This is flaky energy and is not suitable for concentration. Fakes and space cadets want your attention now too. Ew. Life improves at 10:17 p.m. with a moon-Pluto trine, a fly aspect for power meetings, bold financial decisions, or strategy sessions. If that's your jam, have at it. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Virgo and weekdays for Pisces. Any questions about our astro weather for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Besides the big hulking Mercury retrograde tomorrow and for the next 3 weeks. So remember, Mercury goes direct again on February 20th. And I have to write that down in my planner. Let me just fill back up my my glass, my mug. Almost. And just keep in mind that Mercury retrograde, I know we talk about it a lot. I know that people make a big deal about it. And the reason why they make a big deal about it is because it happens frequently. It happens 3 to 4 times a year. Well, if we're unlucky, it happens 4 times a year. But most of the time, it's 3 times a year for 3 weeks every time it's in retrograde. And the reason why that happens is because it's closest to us. So there are planets as they go, as they're closer to us, they affect us more, and as they go out from the Earth or from the sun, they tend to not affect us personally as much, but they affect more the global community and the macrocosm instead of the microcosm. I believe astrologers call them the 4 planets, the inner planets or the personal planets, and then the next set that are more outside, the outer planets. So it's more, some of this stuff is more internally affecting us rather than the outer planets. Yes. Hi, Dina. And yes, happy full moon. Happy full moon to you. We're still kind of in it until around 8:50 something, whatever it is that I just said, when the moon goes void of chorus. So we're still in the full moon energy, though, for right now. Any questions about the astro weather? And was there any particular day this week? Of course, my mother is going to call me right now. I can't make this stuff up. Mom, I'm doing my weekly live. Can I call you back? All right. All right. Bye. Every single week. Every single week. Have you noticed that? I just happen to be sitting right next to the phone. I don't know why she doesn't just call my cell phone, but she doesn't. She always calls my landline. Never fails. Anyway, sorry, where were we before we were rudely interrupted? Has there been any particular days this week that have been onerous for you or problematic? Because there might be astrology associated with that. Or particularly good. Like I'm sure people were experiencing some possibly good vibes, possibly some loony vibes on Thursday because of the full moon. Remember, the root of the word lunatic is Luna. I mean, that's true, Katie. She hasn't done it in a while. I don't know. I don't know. She's funny. She's funny, that mother of mine. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Lisa says, yesterday I was really, really tired. It possibly could be because of the full moon. There's also been, I think I shared a meme, but I think there's quite a few planets that are in Aquarius right now, which is an air sign. So if you've been having trouble sleeping or you're feeling tired or you're feeling fatigued, it could be because of that too. So I've been having trouble sleeping lately as well. So it's been super fun. Fatigue, awesome, because you still have to get everything that you need to get done, but you're also running on a little less gas, I guess. So, and we can talk about this a little bit when we're talking about tarot cards for affirmations. So let's talk about that. Oh gosh, where's my stuff? So let us talk a little bit about, now that I know we're broadcasting correctly over on YouTube, I can go ahead and pull that out and pull up some of the notes that I have onto my phone. So I'm all over the place with technology. So I'm really knocking on wood here that Mercury retrograde doesn't take out one of my tech things. So yeah. Well, that's perfect, and I think that's exactly. I think we probably helped energetically with that a little bit. I'll take credit, or we'll take credit for that. I fell asleep almost immediately after a meeting last night. LOL. Like that's within 10 minutes. Well, good. But again, not to talk out of turn, but some of it is about not just about hours or amount of sleep, but the quality of sleep, right? That we have to get to that REM cycle in order for it to be truly a renewative or a renewal restorative type of sleep. So keep that in mind as well. Dina says, my meditations have been thought filled and less relaxing this week. Yep, I think that's air sign. Planets in air sign. Yep. Sleep has been affected for me. Caffeine has been my close friend since Tuesday. Yes, yes, absolutely. And no problem. So let me pull up the notes that I have, which I think I took a lot of screenshots because one of the things that I've been doing for, I think it's been over a year now, is I've been on Noom, which is both I guess it's touted as like a diet but also an exercise program, but it's not really that. It's more behavioral, it's more psychological, and it really helps you readjust I guess how you relate to your body, how you relate to food, how you relate to exercise, and what affects those things and what affects the number on the scale, and also not being your entire basis for your wellness being a number on the scale, because there's so many other ways to determine growth and progress than just the number on the scale. Because in doing this work or signing up for that, I've realized a lot of other ways to measure my progress. And I feel like I have a better relationship with my food. I feel like I have a better relationship with my body and what it can do and how strong it really is. But we're talking about tarot for affirmations. So you're kind of wondering, like, Hillary, why are you telling me about this? Noom actually talked a little bit about affirmations. And so I want to pull this up. That's a workout. Mm. So, like, one of the examples of this is weight weight of body, weight of mind, and weight of spirit instead of the number on the scale, right? Because I'm sure some of us have affirmations that we want to do in relationship to our goals, and maybe that's a weight loss goal, especially in the month of January. I mean, so many people are setting up their goals to, like, lose 10 pounds, lose 20 pounds, or have a better relationship with food, or exercise more. Everyone joins a gym at this time of year. Maybe not so much so now because of the pandemic, but they're looking into at-home workouts. They're looking into moving their body and getting into right relationship, let's just say. So this might be applicable to some affirmations that you can form about body, weight loss goals, success, prosperity. So, like, for example, here, happy weight of body for me would be doing 30 minutes of yoga without pain. That's not a number on a scale, folks. That is something that would make me happy if my body would be able to do that. That's a goal of mine. Happy weight of mind is going for a walk instead of eating my feelings. Happy weight of spirit is having a more optimistic and peaceful demeanor. So you can see that some of this stuff can be in a relationship to affirmations, and that we can glean some affirmations from the tarot cards, not just use tarot cards for divination purposes. And I swear I took a screenshot of aha, found it. So, affirming your awesomeness. What role do affirmations play when it comes to mindfulness? We're glad you asked. In addition to meditation, affirmations are one of those helpful tools for practicing mindfulness because they act as a powerful and influential rudder. This simply means that affirmations can help carve out your desired path and guide you towards your ultimate destination, aka your ultimate goal. So you can see how this would come into play, not just for weight loss goals, not just for my noomy nooms, as I say all the time when I'm talking with my husband. What are you doing, honey, on your phone? I'm doing my noomy nooms, which means I'm reading the articles, or I'm logging my food, or I'm logging my exercise. So knowing this, knowing that thoughts shape your experiences. Since your thoughts are like lenses that color or influence your perception, positive and supportive thinking, aka choosing positive thoughts, can create a positive and supported outcome. In this case, using affirmations. We know, you're probably thinking, Noom nerds, you're sounding a little out there today. Or, Hillary, you're sounding a little out there today. Well, I'm used to that, tarot card reader. I think it's my prerogative to be a little bit out there. But here's the thing. Studies have shown that the act of choosing positive thoughts, affirmations, have a direct effect on your nervous system, your day-to-day experiences, the choices you make, and the interactions you have with others, and your outlook on life. So this can have a huge impact on multiple things, including your outlook on life, your day-to-day choices, your nervous system. Come on. So practicing positive affirmations is just like exercising. The more you practice, the stronger you get and the more results you see. The tricky thing is, we human beings are always thinking, and these thoughts, whether positive or negative, helpful or unhelpful, are always influencing present experiences and mapping out future experiences. So, long story short, positive thinking rules. So this is all quoting from Noom, just to let you know. I'm gonna pause there because we're gonna talk a little bit more about affirmations in a second, what an affirmation is. So far, so good. Any questions so far? Go ahead and pop them into the chat, and then we'll get into what affirmations are and how we can bring tarot into it, because that's my groove. I'm always bringing tarot into everything. And just let me know if you are having any issues seeing me or hearing me, because that would really suck for me to make a point and then realize that I've been talking into the ether for 20 minutes. In fact, I'm going to double check on here. All good? Okay. Katie says we're all good. So yeah, by the way, also a good I'm just flipping through the book of face right now, and I'm seeing that someone is cleaning stuff out. Full moon is a really good time to clean, to purge, to look through, not just energetic cleaning, saging, but actually cleaning the clutter. And I am a bad example of this because you don't even see off screen. I've got my pile of clean laundry. I've got a bunch of books. I actually went through my stack of books though. So okay. Oh, boy. Oh, and by the way, I see that 5 people are watching right now. I think 2 on YouTube and 3 on Facebook. So If you're coming in late and you want to say where you're tuning in from and to say hello, please go ahead and do so, because sometimes I don't know who's tuning in. And I like that the live captioning is working too. That's very cool. All right, one more sip of my seltzer, my black cherry seltzer. Ooh, okay, good. So, if you haven't heard of affirmations before, that's okay. This practice is growing increasingly popular around the globe as the beneficial effects are becoming more and more apparent. Affirmations have been proven to help break bad habits, reduce fear and doubt, strengthen good habits, and build confidence and self efficacy. And if you heard that burp, that was not me, that was my husband over there. Gross. Excuse me? You just burped. You didn't say excuse me. And I'm using my blue snowball mic, so I'm sure everyone heard it. I'll repeat that last part again in case you got interrupted like I did by the burp. Just like, who is that? Or is Hillary a ventriloquist as well? Um, affirmations have been proven to help break bad habits, reduce fear and doubt, strengthen good habits, and build confidence and self efficacy. So, in a nutshell, these positive and encouraging statements will help you create the life and lifestyle you want. Similar to a friend saying, "You're doing an awesome job, keep up the good work." Affirmations are what you say or write to yourself as your own cheerleader. Sounds silly? That's okay. It might sound silly, but the effects are far from it. And I want to pull up that last. I don't think I took a picture of the last article. But I'm going to see if I can search it, because I definitely saved this among my articles, my favorite articles. So bear with me. My articles. Ooh, no, that's the hero's journey. I'll find it. Don't even remember when I saved it, because remember, I've been doing this for like a year. So it might be one of one of the older ones. But anyway, I think you all know what affirmations are at this point. Okay. So I would like to know if you're already familiar with affirmations. This is the audience participation of the exercise of the video. Let me know what affirmations you tell yourself or you write down, or what do you write. For example, if you were trying to pep yourself up for a job interview, or a review, or going out on a first date, or getting back into an exercise routine, or any one of a number of things that I haven't just cited. What is a phrase that you would write on lipstick with lipstick on your bathroom mirror to encourage yourself or to remind yourself? What is something that you would look at and see every day, or tell yourself every day, or every minute, or every hour, to boost your self-esteem or to affirm? Remember, affirmations affirm. You're affirming a positive outlook by continuing to say things. So go ahead and put that into the chat. I've got a few examples of my own, of course, but I would love to hear yours first. And I'm going to go for my seltzer again because my throat's a little scratchy. Dina makes an excellent point. Affirmations do not have to be complicated. In fact, probably the less words that you use, the more powerful it can be. So, Dina, yes, I can. That's a good one. I'm pulling up some articles that I have previously written on my website, specifically on my new moon in Cancer for breaking of bad habits ritual that I cited. So Katie says, when I first had to start doing job searches, I started to gather comments from friends. An example was a strength, and another was a comment about what I was like in the workplace. Kind and most honest person they knew. Beautiful. Great example. Hello, Leon. Nice to see you. Welcome to the broadcast. Things that were important to me and gave me confidence. Right, exactly, because that's what an affirmation is for. It's supposed to give you confidence. Everything is working out for the highest good of all. That's another great affirmation. Yep. I have them as post-it notes all over my desk. Exactly, exactly. Going back to Dina's, everything working out for the highest good of all. That's especially a really good affirmation to use when you don't trust the timing of things, when you're impatient with the timing of things. If you want things to happen yesterday, especially if you're an impatient person like me, where something's out of your control, or if it's your resume is in that interviewer's hands, or you don't know what's going on with it, like that would be a really great affirmation to recite, like everything's working out for the highest good of all, or I trust in the universe's timing, or I trust that that things are happening for me as they should, or I trust that I'm in the right place at the right time. That's another few examples of affirmations that you can use in that case. Please feel free to put more examples of affirmations that you've used into the chat. Yeah, I like Dina's affirmation too, Katie. That's a good one. I think I'm gonna have to yes. Or stealing it. Yes, that's fine. I'm sure Dina will be happy for other people to benefit from that affirmation. Keep in mind the affirmations that you write for yourself can sometimes be the most powerful, but it's like you have to feel it. It has to move you in some way. There was actually a workshop that I was tuning in from for the Vortex, which is Gala Darling's like subscription membership. It's almost like her version of like a high vibe YouTube, where she's creating all these different resources. And so this is my second year of being in it. And so some of these she pulls in different experts, and they teach there. So it was like a goal setting workshop. I think that I was able to tune in for yesterday really quickly, but then I had to watch the recording because I had to do something else. But I wrote it down. And actually, if you do have a planner, there's some great quotes, like in the passion planner, for example. There's some great quotes or things that you can focus on. But there is space in my planner for space of infinite possibility, and I wrote down something that the presenter said. I was out of myself. And it just really resonated with me about authenticity and about like acting from a place of authenticity and a place of like being comfortable with yourself or being strong in yourself or your center of who you are. And just the way she said it, I was out of myself when she was talking about her past and what she thought she needed to do versus, you know, planning things from a more aligned place. So from that, I'm going to take that quote and I'm going to try and translate it into an affirmation, like I am in myself or I am authentically myself, to kind of remedy that feeling of when I'm standing and I'm feeling like I should be doing something instead of doing something because I believe in it. You know, kind of removing the shoulds from my vocabulary. Dina says, the money is always there when I need it. Yeah. And I would also, and she also gives permission to steal away for the affirmation that you liked. And also I want to add to Dina's, the money is always there when I need it. You might want to tweak that a little bit so that it's not just covering your ass or covering your bases. You could always say, I have more than enough money. Instead of being it like, I have just enough. Like, I have more than enough. I have more than enough money. I am abundant. I am prosperous. Let me see if I can share. When I was doing a ritual, let me see if I can just share it as a screenshot on here. Okay. See if I can upload this. Because hopefully it doesn't flip. So can you see it? Is that orientation, like, can you read that, or is it like flipped upside down? Because I've been realizing when I've been presenting, it looks okay for me, but when I look at the recording later, it's like on its side. So hopefully it's not on its side. But here's a couple of affirmations I wrote for when I did a tarot ritual for new moon habits and basically breaking a bad habit, specifically of procrastination, which I'm terrible at. I'm getting better with time. But there was a few habits that I wanted to correct all at once. Punctuality, poor sleep, consistency in writing, physical activity, and then of course, procrastination. And I did say in this article, and remember, this is new moon habits, but we're in the full moon right now, but it might be helpful. So I'm going to just pop it into the chat. Don't go there. You have that for later on. But this was something I did as part of breaking a habit that I had about procrastination, because the habit of procrastination for me was like almost like a cornerstone bad habit. It affected everything else. So I saved the best, or shall I say the worst, for last on the list, procrastination, because it's a biggie. The Goliath to my David. And I realized it's a biggie because it is a pivot point habit. Reframe this one, and all the other bad habit dominoes, such as tardiness or inconsistency, get knocked down. So no matter how much I would like to be one of those mythical people I spoke of, I need to reformulate my habits one habit at a time. You can't do it all in one shot. So if you're looking to knock a habit and need an astrological boost to help you along, the new moon is one of the best times to set the intention to begin again. Full moon, you usually want to clean. New moon is when you want to bring stuff towards you. So full moon is a way, new moon to bring towards you. But sometimes if you want to do a spell or you want to do an affirmation, the astrology kind of doesn't matter. It helps. Obviously, you kind of want to work with the energy, not against the energy, but sometimes when you gotta light a candle, you gotta light a candle. So this particular ritual I did on the new moon. But some of the affirmations that I said about trying to kick the procrastination habits was, I deal with things as they come up. I face my emotions as they come up. I do what I say I will do. I am an adult, and adults deal with their problems as they present themselves. I am a reliable person. I am consistent with the things that are important to me. I am still a good person when I slip up. So that last one is a biggie. Because you need to be gentle. You need to be gentle with yourself when you have the occasional slip up. This is not going to all come to you all at once. Affirmations need to be repeated. It's constant practice. Be kind to yourself when attempting to change yourself for the better. So let me hide that. I hope that's helpful. Dina says, I am safe. I am loved. I am perfect as I am. And tomorrow I would love myself even more. Forgot where I learned that one. That's beautiful. I like that one a lot. That's gorgeous. So some of those affirmations that I just mentioned, and of course I closed the window, so let me pull that back up again. Fortunately, I have the link in the chat here, so I can go ahead and copy and paste. New moon habits. Cool. Moon. So some of those affirmations didn't just come to me out of nowhere. They also came to me because of the tarot cards that I was using in conjunction with that ritual. And the reason why you can use tarot for affirmations in one of two ways. You can specifically and consciously choose the tarot cards that you want to work with. For example, for prosperity, you might want to choose the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles or even the Knight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Sometimes this can be intuitive and associated with the tarot cards interpretation. Other times you like the picture on the card and you like the depiction of how the Empress looks or the Ace of Pentacles looks. And then you would brainstorm the words that you would use from that. And you can actually use them in conjunction with each other. You can put up a picture of the Empress tarot card as your desktop wallpaper, and also put the phrase that comes along with it that you got for your affirmation. And it's like double duty. It kind of it only adds to the impactfulness of the affirmation. So, for example, some of these affirmations that I came up with was from the Fool card, the Moon card, and the Chariot card. And the reasons why I pulled those three cards was from some of the astrology associated with the major arcana cards. For example, that new moon was in Cancer when I did that ritual, and the sign of Cancer is associated with the Chariot card. So that's the reason why I took the Chariot card, to bring in that astrology. And I also selected the Moon card because of the moon in Cancer. So Moon plus Chariot, Moon in Cancer, and the Fool as representations of the new moon. Fool, the Moon, and the Chariot. And you can also look at my other article in Charming a Tarot Card for additional tips, tricks in how to select a card that you work with, or also can pull to glean affirmations from. So let me drop that into the chat too. All of these things I've forgotten about, but I have like a ton of resources on my website if you want more information about all of this. So it's there if you want to check out that particular article. Any questions so far? Because we're gonna get to the tarot card pulling in a second here. Raspy. All right, grabbing my deck. Oh yeah, that's right. I did do one on I did do a workshop on that too. So Dina says your workshop on Charming Tarot was great. Yes. So just keep in mind that this is like episode, I don't know, 48, 49 of the weekly series that I do. So I've been doing this for about a year and a half now. So there are plenty of episodes to peruse from. We've got it on Charming the Tarot cards. We've got them on charm casting. We've got them on learning the court cards and the 5s and the 7s of the tarot. I think we talked about the 4s of the tarot as well. Tons of episodes are available. Don't go there right now. Watch till the end, and then you can take a look at all of the archives. But those are available both on Facebook Watch and on YouTube. There is a playlist on there too on my channel. Either way, wherever you watch me from, go there, check that out after the episode. I had forgotten that I had done an episode on Charming a Tarot card, but it's there. You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay. So let us get into tarot affirmations for each sign. So if you're still a little bit confused about how to create an affirmation for whatever goals that you're working on, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a tarot card for you for each sign of the zodiac. So keep in mind, you are not just your sun sign. I'm going to go through all the signs. If you resonate more with your moon sign or your Venus or your Mars, look at that affirmation, pay attention to that particular sign when it comes up. Remember, you can get your natal chart done for free on astro.com or on cafeastrology.com as well, because remember, you're not just your sun sign. And also, if you happen to hear an affirmation from another person's sign and you want to use it, like, go for it. This is all about brainstorming affirmations using the tool of the tarot as more than just a divination tool. So let's shuffle up. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith deck that I'm using. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information about each of the signs and the birth dates that are associated with each sign. Keep in mind that this information is very generalized and that I am not an astrologer. I am a tarot reader primarily. And if you would like to book a reading with an astrologer, let me know. Drop a message either on YouTube or in my Facebook messages if you would like me to give a referral for an astrologer that I know, like, and trust, because I would rather point you towards someone that I can personally vouch for. But remember, I'm not an astrologer. And any of these generalizations about these signs, blame Allure magazine, okay? So first off, we're going to have the leaders of the zodiac, which is my sign, Aries. And I always resonate very strongly with Aries, not just because it's my sun sign, but because I'm a triple Aries. I have at least 3 planets in Aries. I thought that I was bad, but actually someone that I know has, I think, 5 to 6 planets in Aries. So I'm just like, you win. You win, and I do not want to be married to you. Fortunately, that's not the case. My lovely husband is also an Aries, but his, I think, placement of Earth planets kind of keeps him grounded and keeps us from killing each other. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Is everyone ready for their tarot affirmation for each sign? And if you want to chime in to help formulate an affirmation based on some of the cards that come up, please feel free. Audience participation is always encouraged. So, first we have Aries, which is March 21st to April 19th. You like how I did that? That's my crawler. I'm starting to get the hang of the new agenda feature in Be Live, which is my third-party app to make me look professional on here. I hope you enjoy it. So first off, we've got Aries. Now, Aries loves to be number 1, so it's no surprise that these audacious rams are the first sign of the zodiac. Bold and ambitious, Aries dives headfirst into even the most challenging situations. All right, well, Allure magazine is correct on that front, spoken as an Aries. I will not speak for other signs. So let us pull. What is an affirmation, a tarot affirmation for the sign of Aries? By the way, you can do this for any kind of brainstorming, anything. You can do this for fiction writing. You can do this for nonfiction. And do remember, we have done an episode on tarot for writers and writing. Aries, 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 affirmation. I think it's done. I'm sorry, it's funny. So I have the Knight of Swords coming up reversed for Aries affirmations. So does anyone have some thoughts about that? I definitely have some thoughts, but I'm going to have a sip of seltzer before I speak, which I think is related to this affirmation. My affirmation, the first thing that came to mind was don't blurt. And remember, affirmations, you kind of don't want to say don't or no or with an affirmation. You want to affirm. So if a card comes up that might be negative in perspective or interpretation, I would reframe to the more positive aspect. So for me, I would say listen more than you speak. Yeah, it looks like it's telling you not to go crazy, charging into things without some thought about it first. Yes. Listen before you speak, or think before you speak, I would say. Knight of Swords reversed. I think that would be a good tarot affirmation. Does anyone have any other? Oh, damn, that's a good one, Dina. I count to 10, then I begin. And if you want to rhyme or half rhyme some of these, it can be helpful because it helps you remember. If you're not going to write them down and you're going to speak them to yourself, sometimes you might want to rhyme it. It's okay. I count to 10, then I begin. I'm taking that one. I'm stealing that one, Dina. Have some extra thought before charging into things. Yes. Great. All right. So that's for us Aries out there. And I'm going to shuffle this back into the deck. And we have another spammer showing up on Facebook. So YouTubers, don't worry about him, or her, or whatever. Please go ahead and report that person. Then I believe you know how to do that. We've done this rodeo before. Yeah, Dina, I think we found your calling, writing affirmations. Awesome. So on to the next sign, which is Taurus, which is April 20th to May 20th. Taurus is an earth sign, and I'm going to shuffle up these cards while I tell you about Taurus. Put up that. There we go. So Taurus is an earth sign represented by the bull. Like their celestial spirit animal, Taurians enjoy relaxing and serene bucolic environments surrounded by soft sounds, soothing aromas, and succulent flavors. Now remember, Allure magazine is providing the descriptions of these signs in general. So it ain't me. But I have noticed that about Taurians, that they are very connected to the sensual, to the pleasure, good food, good wine, beautiful people, comfy, cozy. So if you're a Taurus and it resonates with you, heads up. And thank you, Katie, for reporting. I appreciate it. I'll go in there and I'll ban that person from the feed. Actually, I could probably do that now. Let me see. So rude. So, Taurus, let's see what your affirmation is, your tarot affirmation is. Dina, is that in response to how you write why you're so good at writing affirmations, Katie? Because things get so effed up. LOL. Hey, I think that's turning a frown upside down. So, Taurus, tarot affirmation. Ooh, we've got another reversal, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but we have the Six of Wands reversed. So Six of Wands can be a card about success. It can be a card about almost like you won, but it wasn't worth it. A pyrrhic or pyrrhic victory. So any thoughts as to an affirmation based on the Six of Wands reversed? So Katie is a Taurus moon. So curious how it applies to me in that way. Well, you are one to speak on it with a Taurus moon. So I'm gonna keep holding that up, and I'm gonna do some clerical work in the background as you think about it. Almost seems like don't count chickens before hatched, right? But we want to switch that around from a don't. So success is close, or you are already successful. That's a thought. Any other thoughts, or any helpful insights from the affirmation queen, Dina? You have a new title. Ooh, see, you're really good at this. Success grows from the inside and blossoms at the right time. Ooh, I like that one. I like that about like bringing in that divine timing, I think is really great. Yeah. That's your official title, affirmation queen. Affirmation queen Dina. Yeah, I think those are appropriate ones. You know, it's related to success, it's related to victory, or victory is already mine. Because sometimes with affirmations and with manifestation, like it can go part and parcel, it can go together. You want to, when you're doing manifestation work, you want to talk about it as if it's already happened. You know, you want to talk about it in the present tense or in the future tense, that this has already happened. It already happened for me. I already created it. I'm already successful. So let's move on to Gemini, because we've got 12 of these to do. So I'll put this back in here. And I'll shuffle up as I'm telling you about Gemini. So Gemini is May 21st to June 20th. I'm going to unplug my computer from its power cord because we don't want to overcharge that computer, especially when Mercury retrograde is on the horizon, right? So Gemini, Have you ever been so busy that you wished you could clone yourself just to get everything done? That's the Gemini experience in a nutshell. Appropriately symbolized by the celestial twins, this air sign was interested in so many pursuits that it had to double itself. So, Geminis, this is your tarot card affirmation. And write it along with me if you want to. Man, we are getting a lot of reversals. I think it's just the Mercury retrograde energy. But Seven of Pentacles reversed to me is again that's about timing. I think that's about timing, and I think that's about your timetable not matching up with the universe's timetable, and it being frustrating, especially with regard to career or work or abundance. So I would say something to the effect of, I am always abundant, or I find new ways to measure my prosperity. Definitely abundance and prosperity. Yeah, I really like. I'm kind of fixated on that second one. I look for new ways to measure my prosperity or to measure my success. Actually, this feeds in, or that affirmation can work for both, for Taurus and for Gemini. I find new ways to measure my success. What do you think, Tina? Do I have the affirmation queen's approval? It's go time. I like that one. I don't know. Some of Dina's ones can be very sassy. I'm usually a sassy one. I don't know. I'll give it another minute because we've got a ways to go, and I'm looking at the time. Any other final thoughts for Gemini's tarot affirmation? Seven of Pentacles reversed. Which one? Which one do you like? I find new ways to measure my success or measure my prosperity. Yeah, I know. I must be psychic, or I must be channeling some affirmations here. Okay. So, that's it for Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer, the crab. So Cancer is June 21st to July 22nd. Cancer is a cardinal water sign represented by the crab. This crustacean seamlessly weaves between the sea and shore, representing Cancer's ability to exist in both emotional and material realms. Sorry. Going back to Dina, because Seven of Pentacles upright is all about patience. Yep. So, Cancers are highly intuitive, and their psychic abilities manifest in tangible spaces. So, for Cancer, and also keep the sign in mind, as well as the tarot card that comes up to write this affirmation. Yep, liked the new ways of measuring success. All right. Oh boy. Actually, this speaks a lot to Cancer's psychicism and intuitiveness as well. You've got the Nine of Swords coming up for Cancer for their tarot card affirmation. So this is a card that is very hard to read positively because, I mean, look at it. But at the same time, it is about protection. It is about that hard outer shell of the crab. And it is about Cancer being so sensitive. I would say for an affirmation, like, does this emotion belong to me? So instead of an affirmation, it's more of a question. Does this emotion belong to me? I feel my feelings. I don't take on other people's feelings. There we go. So Lisa's speaking up. LOL, the Cancer in the room cackles. Yeah, so Lisa, speak up. Tell me how the Nine of Swords tarot card affirmation would be for you, besides some of the things that I was already speaking about. Double Cancer, no less. Yes, that makes sense. All right, there you go. Like, not taking on other people's emotions, carrying only your weight. I only carry myself. And people are going to get annoyed with me, but like, I see the energy of the Nine of Wands coming through the Nine of Swords right now, which is always a card to me about the wounded healer and a reminder to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. And it's been a theme going on in this house. But so that can be an affirmation too. Like, I must put myself first, or I put myself first. I put my emotions first. I put my emotional health first. Yes. Yeah. I think what you said, is this emotion really mine? Is it grounded in reality, or am I getting caught up in my own head? Yes. Yes. Because again, that's Nine of Swords. That's cycling worry. That's thoughts instead of heart. So bringing the thoughts down into the heart and having almost the heart be the filter for the thoughts. Like, it might feel true in my head, but is it really true in my heart? Yeah, there you go. Cancers are great at overthinking. Yay. All right, let's move on to Leo. And I'm especially interested in what might come up for Leo because we are in a Leo full moon right now. Oh, Katie says I got a pile of planets in Cancer. Okay. There we go. We've got the Cancer, we've got the experts. We've got the crab experts. So Leo is July 23rd to August 22nd. And let me pull up that information there. Roll out the red carpet because Leo has arrived. Leo is represented by the lion, and these spirited fire signs are the kings and queens of the celestial jungle. They're delighted to embrace their royal status. Vivacious, theatrical, and passionate, Leos love to bask in the spotlight and celebrate themselves. So, I mean, that's kind of a narcissistic perspective on Leos because they can be very gregarious in nature as well. It's almost like a joke, like, yes, let's talk more about myself. But most Leos that I know are very generous and very fun to be around. And they make you feel like you're the only person in the world too. So I don't know. I disagree with Allure magazine a little bit there with the narcissistic view of the Leo, but let's see what the affirmation has to say. Again, reversals. Reversals. I think I just got to shuffle up a little bit more. So 7 of Cups reversed for Leo. So how would that translate into an affirmation? Would it be there is a tinge of with the 7 of Cups reversed, there's a tinge of there's so many things that I'm good at, but where does my heart call me? Because there might be I might be multi-talented, but there's only one thing that will make my heart sing, or one thing that will satisfy me. So I would say I focus on what lights up my heart. As to Leo sun, although some days I feel more like Cancer. Dina says, I feel the feelings like waves in the ocean and move on. So I'm asking the Leo sun here. Does that affirmation resonate? I don't know who's coming in here with angry emojis, but whatever. Like a pile of angry emojis. Okay. All right. This ain't for you then. Move along. So I can't remember what I just said. Does that resonate for you, Katie? Oh, wonderful. That's awesome. I'm sorry to hear that. Dina, yeah, I think that's probably a good solution, Katie. And hopefully we'll still be on here, but we gotta keep moving. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. Dina says my creativity is boundless. Yeah, I mean that's good for the 7 of Cups. All right, let's move on to Virgo. Yes, that's the next one after Leo, Virgo. So, yeah, looks like Katie's definitely hacked there, because there was a very unkind comment, and also I don't have children, so anyway. So yeah, Katie, I would log out right now and change your password and report it. Katie says, I think my affirmation, because I'm not going to give space to some of these comments. That's just not happening right now. I think my affirmation should be something like, my cups are already full. That's a good one too for 7 of Cups. Absolutely. So, Virgo. Virgo is August 23rd to September 22nd. Virgo is an earth sign, historically represented by the goddess of wheat and agriculture, an association that speaks to Virgo's deep-rooted presence in the material world. Virgos are logical, practical, and systemic in their approach to life. This earth sign is a perfectionist at heart. Very good planners. Very, very good planners. So I'm going to pull this card for Virgo, and I'm going to go ahead and speak my affirmation. If you want to chime in on an affirmation, please feel free to, but I'm going to just do the rest of them pretty quickly, because As we saw from the astrology earlier, it seems like the trolls are coming out to play earlier than what astrology had predicted for us. So I'm going to try and end stuff sooner rather than later. Okay, Virgo. And I do apologize. So Virgo, we do have our first upright card, and it happens to be the King of Swords. So that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Virgos are very organized and very practical in nature. But let's bring that into an affirmation, such as I'm on top of my shit. I am organized. I am detail orientated. They're not very sexy affirmations, unfortunately, for the King of Swords. Um, I really like the affirmation "I'm on top of my shit," or "I know what I'm doing." Even because King of Swords, it's the element of air. It's intelligence. It's logic. It's reason. It's the truth. So that I feel like the intelligence is coming through. I know what I'm doing, or I know the truth when I see it, or I know the truth when I feel it. So if you like any of those affirmations, just let me know in the chat or add some of your own. I got to move on to the next one. So the next one is Libra, which is September 23rd to October 22nd. Libra is an air sign represented by the scales. Interestingly, the only inanimate object of the zodiac, an association that reflects Libra's fixation on balance and harmony. Libra is obsessed with symmetry and strives to create equilibrium in all areas of life. So, affirmations for Libra. Page of Wands reversed. So sometimes when things don't go Libra's way, when things aren't balanced, it can be very upsetting. And I think that the Page of Wands reversed is kind of coming up to create an affirmation that deals with that. Just because there isn't balance doesn't mean that just because there isn't balance that the Libra can see doesn't mean that the balance isn't there. So I don't know. Page of Wands reverses. I'm passionate about justice, or I allow things to unfold in their own time. Or I reserve the right to make mistakes and to learn from them. Because we do have the Page of Wands reversed. The pages are youthful energy. They're like the interns of the tarot or the children of the tarot. So children make mistakes, and they make mistakes in the effort of learning and growing. So that's it for Libra. We have Scorpio next. Scorpio is from October 23rd to November 21st. Oh, Katie's back. Breathe. Is that one? I'm wondering which one that was for, besides just what you were just dealing with. Dina says, I'm always learning. That's a good one too. See? Affirmations back again. Affirmation queen, as in not to get overwhelmed with the unbalanced emotions. Yeah, breathe. So, and again, sometimes these affirmations can be very short, but the more short they are, sometimes the more powerful they are, depending on the words that you're using. They can only be one word and they can be saying a multitude. Yes, right. Ari Libra. Yep. Glad to have you back, Katie. So we are on Scorpio right now. So Scorpio is one of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac, according to Allure magazine. Because of its incredible passion and power, Scorpio is often mistaken for a fire sign. I don't mistake Scorpios for a fire sign. Sorry, no. I've known too many Scorpios to mistake them for a fire sign, especially when I am a fire sign. In fact, Scorpio is a water sign that derives its strength from the psychic emotional realm. So, Scorpio. So, Scorpio, we have the Page of Pentacles coming up reversed. So to me, the Page of Pentacles reversed, especially because it's associated with the element of earth, that can be like a sign of ungrounding, but it also can be something that where it's just like some Scorpio can be too deep in a way. Like, I mean, I've known a lot of deep Scorpios, but sometimes it's like it's almost like they have to be so intense about everything that they don't give themselves permission to have fun, or they don't give themselves permission to do something silly or something surface. Everything has to be deep. Everything has to be like way down there. And it's very intense, and they often get exhausted by that energy that they perpetuate themselves. So for Page of Pentacles reversed, I would say, like, it's okay. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to have surface pursuits sometimes. I guess the affirmation I would say would be to like lighten up. It's okay. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to lighten up. It's okay to not take everything seriously. Yes. Step out of the water of your emotions. or a pentacle is just a pentacle. A ball is just a ball. Lighten, yes, lighten. Any other thoughts for Scorpio before we move on? Trying to move down the title to each of these signs. Oh, that's hilarious. Katie just wrote lighten before you said it. We psychic. We certainly are, especially when we're talking about Scorpio. It makes total sense, right? So, so now we are on Sagittarius. So we're coming up towards the end, my friends. So Sagittarius is November 22nd to December 21st. Represented by the Archer, Sagittarians are always on a quest for knowledge. The last fire sign of the zodiac, Sagittarius launches its many pursuits like blazing arrows, chasing after geographical, intellectual, and spiritual adventures. A lot of stuff, shuffling for Sagittarius. Another reversal. Man, I got to look into this. So, so we're getting the Fool reversed for Sagittarius. So, hmm, trying to think about that one. Get back to you in a second here. Um, but let me know what your thoughts are if you have any suggestions for affirmations for the Fool reversed. Let's see. The Fool reversed. So the Fool is, the start of the journey and everything, but the Fool reversed, he is a little bit more cautious. He's a little less optimistic. He's a little bit more wary, but it comes from a place of wisdom, and it comes from a place of he's been there before, but it's like a new situation. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a very pretty affirmation, but it is an affirmation that's kind of a warning, like think before you leap. Yeah. Since they are great at dashing into things. Yeah, well, I mean, Sagittarius, another fellow fire sign. Hmm. And also to tie into the astrological sign of Sagittarius, Sagittarius launches its many pursuits like blazing arrows. So so it can be chaotic. It can be all over the place. So maybe it's about maybe the Fool card reversed can be about focus or focusing the energy. Um, I only follow pursuits that are dear to my heart, perhaps can be an affirmation for Sagittarius. Keep your foot on the ground and out of your mouth. I like that one. I think we're going to keep that one and move on to Capricorn. That's a good one. Okay. So we are on to Capricorn. That's another good one. I'll just say it in here rather than displaying it. One pursuit at a time, says Katie, for Sagittarius. So Capricorn is December 22nd to January 19th. The last earth sign of the zodiac, Capricorn is represented by the sea goat, a mythological creature with the body of a goat and tail of a fish. I don't know if I agree with that in Allure magazine, but all right. Accordingly, Capricorns are skilled at navigating both the material and emotional realms. Ooh, that's another good one for Sagittarius. It's okay to slow my roll, from Dina. Thank you. So Capricorn, let's see. Capricorn's getting the Page of Pentacles reversed again, so I'm going to pull another card. Ooh, okay. Another reversal, folks. Reversals are not a bad thing, by the way, but when everything's reversed, it makes me wonder if I shouldn't just cleanse the deck and give it a nice big shuffle before the next time I use it. So we have the High Priestess coming up reversed for Capricorn. Again, like what that description was, skilled at navigating both the material and emotional realms. But the High Priestess is about intuition. Specifically, the High Priestess reversed can be or reminds me of every time I have ignored my intuition, I've lived to regret it. And that's part of the reason why she's tattooed on me. So for this particular card for Capricorn, the tarot affirmation would be, I trust my intuition. My intuition guides me every day. I allow my intuition to guide me. I honor my intuition. Insert verb. Insert verb, my intuition. What does everyone see when they see the High Priestess reversed? What affirmations come up for you for Capricorn? Katie says, I'm liking your affirmations because Capricorns can be so grounded that they miss the intuitive offerings. Yes. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. And actually my rising sign is Capricorn. So sometimes it really freaks me out. And sometimes I will ignore my intuition because it's just like, that's off the wall. My practical nature sometimes will get the better of me and I'll completely ignore my intuition. And this is me speaking as a professional tarot card reader. So yeah, my intuition shows me the way to go. Right on. Katie says intuition is also helpful. Snort, like a Capricorn's response would be to snort at that. Yeah, I mean, I am Capricorn rising, and I do know. I know a couple of Capricorns, so and they're also one of them is a priestess of Hecate too. So I'm sure she has a number of thoughts about that, and a tarot card reader to boot. So you're picking great cards for these affirmations. I mean, this is just shuffling them up. They're shuffling them up. So, all right. So that is Capricorn. So we're getting down to the final two. So we have, and let me shuffle these cards back in while I tell you a little bit about Aquarius. So Aquarius, despite the aqua in its name, Aquarius is actually the last air sign of the zodiac. Aquarius is represented by the water bearer, the mystical healer who bestows water or life upon the land. Accordingly, Aquarius is also the most humanitarian astrological sign. Aquarians really do have like a very holistic global worldview. They really do want world peace. So let us talk about tarot affirmations for Aquarius. Ooh, okay. So we do have we do have the death card coming up for Aquarius. So this can be so death can be about transformation. It can be about change. It can be about the death of what was known previously, to a new stage or a new journey in life. It can sometimes actually mean physical death in certain cases. So I never want to be the tarot reader that poo-poos that. I mean, any card can mean anything or be meaningful at any time. It's always about context and the question that was asked in the reading. But knowing that the Death card is mostly about change and transformation and inevitability of change, I would say that Aquarius's tarot card affirmation, which is I would say it would be like, I embrace change, or I'm always learning, or I'm always changing, or I'm always evolving, I think is a better affirmation for Aquarius, because they are so high-minded and very humanitarian based. I'm always evolving, or I'm changing for the better, or I'm always changing. So Katie says, embrace the future. That's a good one. Lisa says, I accept the change that happens to me. Any others before we move on to Pisces and finish up for the day? I am going to pull from the Tessera Oracle for a weekend forecast, so we can just wrap things up, because I am looking at that time and I am seeing some weirdness, and Dina says, I am open to change. Aquarius is a rigid, fixed sign. Yes, they're the humanitarians of the zodiac, but they are a fixed sign. So Dina's got a lot of astro information that she likes to chime in here, and I appreciate that, because once again, I am not an astrologer. Ooh, that's a good one. I am leveling up. And remember, even if you're not an Aquarius and you like some of these affirmations that we're coming up with, please feel free to embrace them as your own, work with them, tweak them to your liking and what will be helpful to you. Nikki, hello. Wow, I am Aquarius. Yes, I feel this. I am constantly evolving. Awesome. Perfect. All right. So that is Aquarius. And now we move on to the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces. Pisces is from February 19th to March 20th. Pisces is a water sign, is the last constellation of the zodiac. It's symbolized by two fish swimming in opposite directions, representing the constant division of Pisces' attention between fantasy and reality. As the final sign, Pisces has absorbed every lesson from the zodiac, the previous zodiac signs, the joys and the pain, the hopes, the fears, everything. So it's a very integrated zodiac sign. So knowing that, let us find out our affirmation for Pisces. Wow. It's very, very interesting that we get the Two of Cups reversed for Pisces, especially when I was mentioning about the two fish swimming in opposite directions, representing the constant division of Pisces' attention between fantasy and reality. And you do have the Two of Cups. Often when the Two of Cups is upright, it is about connection between two people or partnership. And when it's reversed, it can mean that there is a disconnect there, or people are not on the same page, quite literally. So it's very interesting that Two of Cups reversed would come up for Pisces, which is the fish swimming in opposite directions. I don't know if Dina is saying, yep. Okay, so I think that was for Aquarius, the Serenity Prayer. I accept the things that I cannot change. I change the things that, I change the things that I can, etc. Yeah. Got it. So what is everybody seeing for Pisces in the way of tarot affirmation? I feel like it's almost about partnership or relating to other people, or empathy. as well. I mean, Pisces are usually pretty empathetic to begin with, but I feel like it's kind of like focusing back to that. Center and ground. I don't know. I'm getting the phrase I embrace connection, or I embrace connection in whatever form it takes. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Dina, affirmation queen. I am lovable just as I am. Because we are talking about the Suit of Cups here. This is often a card that is associated with love and relationships. Any other thoughts for the Two of Cups reversed? I'm going to go ahead and throw that back into the deck here and put that down. Grab some more seltzer here for my dry and parched throat because I've been talking for two hours now. Katie says, so they aren't swirling between fantasy and reality instead of bringing the two parts together. Gotcha. Ground and center, or center and ground. The right partner is out there for me. That would be a good affirmation if you are looking for the relationship, or that's one of your goals. Or you're out there dating, or not having much luck on eHarmony or whatever it is that you're doing. Any other thoughts before we move on to the weekend forecast? But Dina, they're still out there. They haven't come to me yet. I think that's a attempt at a emoji. All right, let me go ahead and hide that crawler there. So, if you have any other thoughts about that last affirmation card for Pisces, let me know. But I'm gonna go ahead and remind people that we do this every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So next week's episode is going to be another basically announcement of February's schedule, and I will look ahead to the different dates, and I will also ask for your feedback of what stuff that you want to look out for, or what stuff you want to learn about in upcoming episodes. So definitely want to hear about that. Just want to remind people as well that I am available for appointments, tarot card readings. If you would like to book with me, www.tarotbyhillary.com. Again, this is not the space for free readings. And we had a couple of weirdness things in here, and some people begging for readings. It's just not the space for it. And if you would like to book a session with me, you can totally do that. And I would be happy to work with you by appointment only. Appointments are available over Skype, over phone, over email. Again, at the website, please. So we're going to go ahead and do the weekend forecast. So let me find that crawler. Let's move into the weekend forecast. So, like I was saying before, I'm being drawn back to the Tessera Oracle again. It's not that I haven't stepped away from it, but it's just, I don't know, I just haven't been working with it as much lately. So, and I am thinking about doing one of the episodes for February is talking more about the Tessera Oracle again and revisiting it because it was, I think it was about 2 years ago that I did an unboxing episode and did some charm readings for people. And since then, Tori has added to the Tessera Charms collection. So I want to kind of feature some of the charms that are in the complete collection, give her some props, give her some love. And if people are interested in purchasing the Tessera Oracle for themselves, they can do so. But I also want to, educate and let people know what that's about so that it's almost like it's not necessarily a try before you buy, but at least I can show you my experience with them, and then you can educate yourself to see if it's something that you would like to purchase. So you got the Tessera Oracle in their little baggie. We have all of the charms in there except for the mountain, which is something that I pulled for myself earlier today because I was, and this was like my reading for myself, and it's been a week that I've been dealing with a lot of different obstacles. So I thought the mountain was very fitting to pull randomly or not so randomly. So this is my little reminder to wear the mountain card to remind myself that obstacles may be there, but they're not insurmountable. So yes, exactly. It's a very pretty oracle. Yay, more charms. Yes, I have all of the charms. So she's been adding on to the set. So I think we're up to 16 altogether, but I'll have to do a count before that episode. So weekend forecast. We're gonna go for it. Hear the charms? Hear the jangle? Putting that up to the microphone. All right, pulling just one charm for today for the weekend forecast. Ooh, okay. So we're getting the hourglass. And I just want to show you the shine on these. Gorgeous. So the Tessera Oracle is one of the few oracles that that I'm able to kind of interpret without using the companion book. So to me, the hourglass is about time is finite, that you don't actually have all the time in the world to do something, but yet you also do. So this can be a very scary charm or scary concept. But it's only if you are in denial of the fact that we're mortal. We only have a finite amount of time on this earth, and eventually we are going to die, all of us, whether it's 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, maybe when we're 102. But with that finite, there is strength, there is celebration, and there is an urgency there to die empty, to make sure that our great work is done, to make sure that we express everything that we need to express. So there is kind of an urgency to the weekend forecast. There's an urgency to this charm. So that's my interpretation of the hourglass. And there is also a little bit of divine timing that goes into it as well. Katie, do you still think the oracle's pretty? It's not a very nice thing to think about when you're in bed at 3 a.m. Let's just put it that way. Oh. Oh. Found an additional chain. That was a surprise. Does anyone have any thoughts about what I just said as I'm looking for the interpretation from the cards? Okay, that's weird. Okay, so I'm going to interpret these two together, both the mountains and the hourglass, because both of the cards are together. So this is kind of a two-charm reading that's unexpected here. Yeah, I think that's urging me to get to writing. I would agree. I would agree with that. So let me interpret the mountains first, which is the one that I'm wearing. And please go ahead and report any spammers. Hold on one second. Gonna have some work to do. So the mountain, first of all, the mountain, an obstacle stands in your path. There is a mountain ahead of you. You can climb it, but that will take preparation, planning, supplies, and effort. Remember, just because there is a mountain, you don't have to climb it. There's more than one way to an obstacle. Just because there's an obstacle doesn't mean you have to overcome it to be a good or better person. Take time to decide whether you want to go over, around, or find a new path. What is the nature of this obstacle? Do you have to climb this mountain? And is there another way or another path around it? So that's the mountain, which is what I'm wearing, which I got before about obstacles. And then I will grab. Hold on one second. Okay. So the hourglass. Value time. Be aware of how time is affecting a situation. Some things might take longer than you think. Ask yourself how time is impacting what you are facing and if you are giving your time away. Appreciate your time. It is the most valuable thing you have. Don't wait until it's too late to realize that. Are you valuing your time? Are you giving too much of yourself or your time to a situation or person outside of yourself? So that is our weekend forecast. And, my intuition is telling me that because we got the hourglass, it is time to wrap up this episode. Especially for what I'm seeing in the chat. I do not know what is wrong with people. So let me see here. So just a reminder, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I am Hillary, professional tarot reader, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition, because yes, my friend, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Just a reminder, we do this every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please tune in next week and we will talk about February's schedule of episodes. On that note, I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment here. Stick around with me if you want to see it. If you don't, feel free to go on your way. The workshop is now over. I'm just going to do a little bit of an experiment so that for my YouTube watchers later on, you can see my beautiful end screen that I created, okay? Katie, thank you. Thank you for this evening. It was fun. Have a good weekend, everyone. Have a good weekend. Greetings, aloha, salutations, goodbye. And good night to Dina as well. All right, let me hide this. And let me hide this, and let me delete this. Where's my widgets? Ooh, ooh, okay, cool. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Let me experiment with this, and then goodbye. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to check out the previous video, you can go ahead and do that now if you're on YouTube. Sorry, this is not going to work for my Facebook viewers. Please subscribe to this channel, and yeah, click on the notifications. And thank you for watching. Bye.